ride. Ride is an easy and very common word that is used in the present tense. Is ride. I ride. What can I ride? I can ride a. What can I ride?
Bike.
I can ride a bike. I ride a bicycle, right? You ride a bicycle. What else can I ride?
Bicycle.
What else can you ride? Okay, so how do you say it?
Horse.
Not a house, not a house, but a horse, right? Horse, right? Okay, so ride a horse. Okay, so we have to say or horse, but be careful, not the word house. So watch me as I say these two words: horse, house, horse, house. Oh, let's ride a horse. Have you ever ridden a horse?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Where did you ride a horse?
In Mongol province.
Okay, so Mongol in English,
Mongolia.
we say Mongolia for two.
Mongolia.
Mongolia.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I ask you, where did you ride a horse? Then you can answer using the past tense, rode.
Yeah.
Rode. So I'll ask you again, and you can tell me, when did you ride a horse?
I rode a horse.
A
I rode horse.
A
horse.
A horse. A
I
horse.
rode horse.
I rode a horse.
Horse.
I rode a horse.
I rode a horse in Mongolia.
Da 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 da. Da da da.
Mongolia.
Nope, not da 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 da. Da 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 da.
Mongolia.
Okay, don't say. All right, let me hear you just say la 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 la. La 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 la. Just say la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Now say it. Good. Now say it this way.
Mongolia.
Yes, that's right. Mongolia.
Yeah.
Okay.
I rode a horse in Mongolia.
Okay.
3 years ago.
3 years ago. All right. Now, were you in Mongolia, another country, or were you in内蒙古? Nah, not内蒙古and Mongol are not the same, right? Yeah. Because Mongolia is a separate country. Yes. It doesn't belong to China. Yeah. But you were still in China, so you were in Inner Mongolia. So Ne is translated into this word, Inner Mongolia. That's considered to be a province of China, right? Inner Mongolia. Okay, so tell me again.
I rode a horse.
Not a house. You didn't ride a house.
Okay.
You rode a horse.
I rode a horse.
Yes.
In the Mongolia 3 years ago.
Okay, good. All right. And I went to Inner Mongolia twice, I think. Yeah, long time ago. I'm trying to remember. Did I ride a horse? But I have ridden horses other places too. So notice that I used the word ridden. Ride, rode, ridden. Did you ride? Where did you ride a horse? I rode a horse in Inner Mongolia. Have you ever ridden a horse? Yes, I have ridden horses. What other animals have you ridden? Have you ridden any other animals besides a horse? Maybe. Lüd. Okay, so what do you call that? You know what that's called? That's called a donkey. Yeah, donkey. Okay, so you have ridden a donkey. And a donkey is a good animal to ride if you are going up or down uneven roads that are very narrow paths, and maybe it's very steep. This type of animal can, maybe you will feel like this, but the animal feet will be very good and sturdy to stay on the small path going up and down. That's a donkey.
Camel.
Camel. All right, so camel. All right, now, if you have ridden a camel, Did you ride a camel with one hump?
Camel
Two.
or camel?
Camel. Camel. All right. Where did you ride a camel? Where did you ride a camel? Where did you ride a camel?
Xinjiang province.
Okay.
I rode a camel.
Yes.
In Xinjiang province.
In Xinjiang province. Okay.
A few years ago.
A few years ago, you rode a camel in Xinjiang province. That's in far western China.
Yes.
Northwestern China. I went to Xinjiang, but I didn't ride a camel there.
You should go to 月牙泉.
月牙泉. You mean a spring? 泉, spring water?
Yeah. Spring water.
Oh, okay. Where is that? Is that in Xinjiang?
Xinjiang.
Okay. And is it beautiful, or why do you like to go there?
沙漠 the desert 沙漠中有一个小沙漠中的清泉
Okay, so 沙漠 is desert.
desert
沙漠 is desert. Desert. The desert is where the land has very little water, right?
Yeah.
Not much water. So it's very barren. It means that there's not enough vegetation. No plants grow there in the desert. So when you were there, you were able to find one place where there was a spring. 月牙泉, it's a spring.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Spring 清泉 对
So there's water.
like 月亮 like moon
Oh, so it's a shape of the moon. So that's why they call it
月牙泉
月牙. Okay, so this is the moon shape of the spring. Very nice name. All right, I'll have to remember to go there. Is that in Xinjiang province, in the city or in the countryside?
countryside.
Okay, I didn't go to the countryside. I went to the main city. Urumqi. Yeah, that's where I went. So I didn't go out to any other places there. All right, where else? What other things can you ride besides a horse, a bicycle, a donkey, and a camel?
What?
What other? What else?
Yeah, what else?
Yeah. So what else? What else can you ride? A bicycle, a horse, a donkey, a camel?
牛 cow.
New cow.
Cow.
You ride a cow?
Yeah.
Really?
奶牛 milk cow. It's okay.
A milk a nine you ride on a cow? Really?
Yes. As child.
Oh, as a child. Okay. I'm hoping you don't do this as an adult, because usually for the milk cows we want to protect the mommies so they will still bring us milk. Okay? Let's think now. We have some animals. We have a horse, a donkey, a camel, and a cow. I want to give you another one that's very popular, very common in Asia, especially like Thailand.
Hugo, elephant.
Elephant.
Tiger, elephant.
What?
Elephant.
Elephant, right.
大象.
大象.
In Thailand. In Thailand.
In Thailand. Yeah.
Thailand.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
不是 Thailand.
Yeah, no. It sounds like this word.
Yeah.
Tie, like a tie that you sometimes wear with your suit, or to tie a ribbon or tie a string. Yeah, so this is how we pronounce this one, Thai and Thailand. So in Thailand, elephants are really important part of the culture. They're also, elephants are work animals. Elephants are very intelligent. And so elephants can do a lot of labor and pull things along, and you can ride on an elephant. But what do you think is easier, to ride on an elephant or to ride on a horse?
Easy to ride a horse.
Horse? Okay. Why do you think so?
Elephant, you should very carefully.
Well, you mean an elephant you should ride carefully, but what about a horse? You should not ride carefully?
Usually horse is more easy.
Why is riding a horse easier?
Since
Okay,
if
so
we-
I'm going to listen how I'm making my question. Why is riding a horse easier? Okay, so I use this
Easier
word
than.
easier,
Then
right? Easier than what?
and
Riding what?
elephant.
An elephant.
Elephant.
Okay, why is riding a horse easier than riding an elephant?
Elephant.
And notice that I use this, riding,
Yeah.
because this is a 动名词. This is a gerund, right? So we need to use a gerund because we want to use this idea, which is a verb, as if it's a noun. So that's what we call a gerund. Why is riding a horse easier than riding an elephant? Okay, tell me.
You can control
Good.
ride. You can control to ride a horse.
Not a house, a horse.
A horse
Right? Okay.
after your training.
Okay, you can control.
Control to ride a horse after training, after professional training.
After professional training, be able to have anything, no matter what. If you have professional training, it doesn't matter. You should be able to ride a cow, a horse, an elephant, a cat, a dog, anything if you have professional training. But just think, you can control, maybe you can say, you can control the horse, but not control to ride a horse, okay? Maybe you can control the horse after professional training. But how about if you have professional training for the elephant? You could also control it too,
But
right?
still dangerous.
It's still dangerous?
Yeah.
Why?
The elephant maybe put you down.
Uh-huh.
Then.
All right.
Yeah.
So, you think the elephant will put you down more easily than a horse?
Well, the horse put you down is okay, not very dangerous, right?
Why? Well, I don't understand. Why not very dangerous?
You just.
Because the horse is shorter
Yeah.
and the elephant is bigger, taller?
Yeah. If
Okay, all right, so if the horse throws you off, if the horse throws you off onto the ground, compare that to the elephant throwing you off onto the ground, then you have to go very far from the elephant and whomp, you might get hurt more easily for that reason. But I think that if you are riding on an elephant that also receives professional training, like you, in order how to carry somebody, then they probably will let you down, and then you can step off easily, and they won't throw you. So my idea is, if you and your horse have a good relationship, and you and your elephant have a good relationship, you should probably be equally not so dangerous. But if it's a stranger, it could be dangerous. But that's true with any kind of animal. Now I want you to tell me some other vocabulary about things that you can ride that are vehicles, not just animals. So we have the idea, you put your one leg here, you put your other leg here, and you're riding on the horse or a camel. I rode a camel in India. And I rode an elephant in India too. Oh, but when I was in India, I didn't ride the horse like this. You know, sorry. When I was in India, I didn't ride the elephant this way, because the elephant is so wide, it's too wide to put your legs around. So they have sort of like a seat, like a little chair, something to sit in that is on top of the elephant.
Yeah.
Right?
Got it.
Okay, now I want you to think of some other vehicles. What are vehicles? What does vehicles mean?
汽车.
Vehicles doesn't mean 汽车. 汽车 is a kind of vehicle. A car is a kind of a vehicle. So vehicles include, so a bicycle is one kind of a vehicle.
机械
All right. So what other kinds of vehicles do you know besides bicycles that you can ride? What other things can you ride? Can you ride? Do we say I'm going to ride a car?
木马
What's a muma?
在这个游乐园里面骑的木马
Oh, yeah. This is like a merry-go-round horse. You're talking about muto, the wooden horse.
wood
Oh, yeah.
house
Okay, yes, but that's on a horse on a merry-go-round. Okay, merry-go-round is the kind where it goes around.
Yeah.
There are different animals.
Yeah.
Like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do you take your children on a merry-go-round?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, on a merry-go-round, there are lots of animals that go up and down, and some of them don't go up and down. So some children are not ready to move up and down and go around at the same time. So if your child is scared or they're young, maybe you just sit them on an animal that doesn't go up and down, right? But they still have to ride it. Now, you're not answering my question because merry-go-round is not a vehicle, right? So I want you to tell me some vocabulary. Give me one more.
moto
All right.
moto
But it's not a moto. A moto is not a word in English. Okay, you have to have more than this. Maybe moto is something you say in another language, but it's not that in English. You have to put more stuff in it. More letters. You need 6 more letters.
moto 呢
What do you call that? What is that? Okay, I'll give you a hint. Look at this part right here. Look at this part right here.
cycle moto
Okay, so we have to put those. Remember, I told you there's 6 letters.
motorcycle
All right. Well, where am I going to put the C? Here or here?
motorcycle
Yes, you're getting close. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to put the letter cycle right here, but there's one letter missing here. One letter is missing from the word. It's this number 5, the 5th letter. Motorcycle. Motorcycle. The letter is R. Okay? So we have this whole word motor. What is motor?
motor
So, is it a mada?
马
Is it mada?
yeah
Okay, so motor is an actual machine, a machine part that moves, right? And it causes the wheels to turn. There are 2 wheels, and it causes the wheels to turn so that the motorcycle moves. This part, what does this mean? What is cycle?
cycle 是圈子
So you have this, right? Right? Now, when we're talking about a bicycle, what does bi mean?
by
Do you know what bi?
骑
No, sorry, it doesn't mean that.
bi
Bi, this means 2. Bi, this is a prefix. So, prefix. A prefix is a part of a word that you put before the root. So here is the root of the word cycle. And we have 2 of them. We call that a bicycle. So when you have a vehicle with two wheels and they're attached together and you put some handles on it and you put pedals on the bicycle and then you go around like that, then this is your bicycle, okay? So bicycles have 2 wheels and you have to use your own legs to power them. Motorcycle has 2 wheels, but there is some sort of motor on it that will propel the wheels forward. We also have something that is similar to a bicycle. Now, think about your children. When your children are young, can they ride a bicycle?
no
No? So they need not 2 wheels, but they need how many?
3 wheels
Right. Okay, so what do we call that one? Well, we have a 1
三轮车
wheel here.
三轮车
So you have a 三轮车, that's a 3-wheeled bike, right? Okay, so you have a little seat here, something in here, and then this one goes out to the frame. All right, and then you have here your handles. All right, so you have 3 wheels, 2 in the back and 1 in the front. So this one is called not a bicycle, but we use the prefix tri. Tri means 3, so we call it a tricycle. Okay, so this one is a tricycle. So when the children are young, then they can ride a tricycle. Maybe, let's say 3 years old, plus or minus, So children who are about 3 years old want to learn how to propel themselves with their feet on some sort of a vehicle. They can ride on tricycles. And of course, I'm not sure what they sell in your country, but here they sell all kinds of tricycles. There are tricycles for children, mainly for children, but there are also tricycles for adults. So, we can go through a stage. When we're very young, we ride on a tricycle because we don't know how to balance on a bicycle yet. With 2 wheels, it takes more balance. And then we get old and we lose our balance, so we go back to a tricycle, but it's a big one. So we have those. Do you have tricycles big for adults or just children?
We have one.
Yeah, for children or for adults?
For children.
Yes, you have one for children. Okay. Do you have one for adults?
What?
Do you have any for big people?
No.
No. All right. So, in this country, you can find some for adults, for big people. When you get older and you don't want to try to balance on 2 wheels, you can ride on a tricycle, a big one. But they're not too common. They're not as common. Obviously, the most common one is the bicycle. All right. So I want to teach you these.
如果现在一个轮子的自行车怎么办？
Okay, so if you have 一个轮子的, you're just riding on one seat, and you have pedals here and pedals over here, but no handle. No handle. You're just like this. Okay. Then we have a different prefix. So this one means 3, tricycle. This one means 1. So that one is called a unicycle. Unicycle. So a unicycle has just 1 wheel. 1 wheel.
One wheel.
Yep, and a tricycle has
叫独轮车。
嗯？
独轮车。
Oh, 独轮车. So 独轮车 means independent?
Yes.
Independent. Okay. So you don't say a one wheel. You say a independent wheel. Okay, 独轮车. Can you ride that?
现在越来越多了，就是有那种平衡性的车，它轮胎宽一点。
Really? Can you ride this?
Yeah. 好多
Can you?
不，现在有很多这种车，不需要专业 professional 也能骑。
Okay. Can you ride? Can you personally? Can you ride one?
Yeah.
你自己会骑这个吗？
professional 的不会，这种有现在那个叫平衡车。
Like this kind?
Yeah. 你见过吗？在
Yeah, but that's a Segway. You're talking about.
Segway.
Okay, that's different because it actually has 2 wheels. It has 2 little wheels, and there is a board, and then it has a whole frame, and then it has handles on it, and you stand on the frame, and then you can operate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now have one.
Huh?
The new style, 1 wheel.
The new style has 1.
1 wheel.
When I was on vacation in Europe recently, we saw all kinds of methods for people. We were walking, right? We walked everywhere, but some people rode bikes.
Yeah.
Some people rode Segways. Some people also rode scooters.
Scooter.
So a scooter.
那个滑板。Scooter.
No, I don't think so. I think a 滑板 is something different. Let me see. So a scooter has first of all it has a plank at the bottom, and then there are 4 wheels, and then 1 stick, very simple, and then a handlebar. So you push it.
Yeah.
You have to push it this way.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have any power by itself, and usually this part, the handle, folds up, and then you can just carry it like this. Okay. Then when you want to, you open it up. You put the flat part down, and you push. Yeah, you have to kick your on the ground to push yourself forward. That's how it's foot propelled.
Yeah,
So
scooter.
that's a scooter.
Yeah.
So we also saw some big scooters, all different colors, for some tour groups were riding this one, and we saw some tour groups using this. We did not see any tour groups on unicycles. We didn't see anybody on tricycles either. We saw bicycles and scooters and also segways. Yeah, so those are all the different. So this one's motorized. Now this is motorized. Motorized. So motorized. So here you see the word motor, right? It's the same root as this word motor. And IZE. So when you have this one, we call, if this one prefix comes before, suffix means a part of a word that comes after the root. So here the root is motor, motorized. This makes it into a verb. So that motorized Segway, that means the Segway has some motor to propel it. You can turn it on. It goes. All the different ways. Okay, so you can ride a scooter, you can ride a Segway, you can ride a unicycle, or any of these with wheels. All right, so these are things you can ride with, we say to ride. We don't say ride for all the vehicles, sometimes we say to drive, right? So we ride on things that we put our legs over, like a bicycle or a camel or a horse. We also ride on things that we can propel, like a scooter, and we ride on all different kinds of cycles. But what the other kinds that we drive, when do we drive things?
Drive.
Yeah, so we don't drive a bicycle, right?
Yeah. Drive a car.
Yeah, drive a car.
Drive a vehicle.
Well, not all vehicles. Yeah, you can drive a car. Okay, what else besides a car?
Drive a car.
Not all vehicles. See?
Drive a plane.
No, you don't drive a plane. You fly a plane.
Oh, fly a plane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Drive a
How about drive a taxi?
Drive a taxi.
What else?
Tanker.
Oh, drive a tank. Okay.
Tank. Tank.
Okay, what's another one that begins with T? Ends with K. 5 letters.
Tank.
Okay, give you another letter.
Bus.
No, start with T.
T.
T-R blank blank K.
A truck.
Yeah, truck.
Truck.
Not a trunk, but a truck, right? And bus, like you said, bus. Can we ride a bus? Can we also ride a bus?
No.
No? Yes,
Bus.
we can.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you the difference between driving and riding. You can definitely ride a bus if you are a passenger, right? Now, suppose I'm the driver, I operate, I control the bus, then I drive the bus. And then I open the door, and then you are a passenger, you get on my bus, and all the people get on my bus, ride the bus. Okay? All right, so let's talk about rise, rose, ridden. Oh, sorry. Rise, rose, risen. I'm getting mixed up. I wanted to show the similarity, and then I made myself get mixed up between these two. So ridden and risen both have the same I sound, ridden and risen. This is the sound that looks like this in the IPA. And this one, D and Z, this one is Z sound. Here, road and rose, ride and rise. What things rise? Well, we can say the sun.
Rise.
Right? The sun.
The sun rise.
Okay, the sun rises in the morning, right?
In the east.
And we can say the sun rises in the east. And the opposite of rise is what? What is the opposite of rise? So we can say the sun rises in the east. We can say the
Sunset.
Yes, the sun sets in the east also?
West.
West, right. Right. We usually say that. The sun rises in the east and it sets in the west, right? Or we can say the sun rises in the east and it sets in the west. Which one of these verbs is the regular verb? Regular verb.
Regular verb.
Mm-hmm. Remember we were talking about irregular verbs?
Yeah.
So I want you to remember which is regular and which one is irregular. All right, so
maybe set.
yes. You think so?
Set is set down, set in. That is irregular.
I'm asking you a trick question. It's a trick. I asked you a trick question. You know a trick question? That means I have a trick. That means there's no good answer because both of them are irregular.
Okay.
Both of them are irregular. So this one is irregular, and this one is irregular too, because this is rise, and the past tense rose, and the past part's risen. And this one is set, just like put, and cut. So this one doesn't change in the past tense. Of course, they all have to have S on it when it's a third person singular. The sun rises in the east and it sets in the west. Sometimes, do you ever look at the newspaper or online where it tells about the weather? And it will tell you the temperature, high temperature, low temperature, percentage of rain, percent of humidity. It also shows you sunrise and sunset. You know that?
Yes.
Okay, so let me take a look at this one, because this one, sunrise, sunset, these are nouns. These are nouns. So notice it's just one word. And usually when you see on a chart, it will say sunset is at what time. Sunrise is at what time. Because these words are used as nouns. But when we use them as verbs in a sentence, we could say something like this. Last night, what time did the sun set? If we ask you that question, or yesterday morning, what time did the sun rise? Okay, so if I ask you what time did the sun rise this morning, could you answer?
6 p.m. 6 a.m.
6 a.m.? Okay. Let's say 6 a.m. So how about a whole sentence?
Usually.
No, this question is not usually.
Okay.
You see this? Pay attention to that, because in Chinese it doesn't make any difference, but in English it makes a difference if I say
The sun rose.
Yes, good, perfect.
The sun rose at.
At, right. At 6 a.m.
p.m.
Okay.
6 a.m.
Okay. So we use this one. Now, is this a transitive verb or intransitive? We haven't talked too much about transitive and intransitive, but it's a good idea to remember and think about verbs, because the understanding transitive and intransitive is pretty important. So let's look at this sentence. It says the sun rises in the east. So is there an object or no object? Does this verb rises have an object? Is the grammar? Look at the grammar. Is there any object here?
No.
No object.
Yeah.
Therefore, what kind of verb is it? Transitive or intransitive? Remember we talked about transitive verbs. VT, and then intransitive.
不及物动词。So rise is intransitive.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm going to put VI. That means the verb. It's also intransitive. And when we say it sets in the west.
The set also is intransitive.
And also is intransitive, right? Because it rises by itself. The sun rises by itself. It sets by itself. And we notice what? What do we call this part? What do we call that? Look at the grammar of this phrase. What kind of phrase? Good!
Yeah.
So, how do you say 接触转语 in English?
Yes?
Position.
Yeah,
it's a long word. Prepositional
phrase.
Right, this is a little bit tough because it has so many syllables. Prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase. Okay, so we cannot ask the question, what does the sun rise? Because that has no answer. We can ask where. Where does the sun rise? In the east. We can ask when. When does the sun rise? Oh, 6, 7, depending on the season. Now, we usually say the sun rises and sun sets. Scientifically, that's not true, is it? Because the sun is not rising and setting. Actually, the earth is moving around the sun. But the language goes along with people's thinking, and people didn't understand that the earth was moving around the sun, so they always thought, oh, we see the sun go up and we see the sun go down. So that's why in our language we still say the sun rises in the east and the sets in the west, when in actuality it's the earth that's moving. So we will still use this way of thinking because I think in all languages we still think this idea, since the language came a long time ago before we have the scientific knowledge to understand otherwise. Now, what other things can rise? What other things can rise beside the sun? Do you understand my question?
Not sure.
Okay. I'll give you an example. Only one example. The sun rises.
Yeah.
Besides the sun, what else rises? 除了太阳以外, what other nouns, what other
Sentence.
subject can use the word rise? How else can we use the word rise?
The result.
The result?
The report.
Oh, let me see what you think. What are you thinking? The result? Give me a sentence. Let me find out what your idea is.
Result. Rises in this month. This month.
Okay, so a couple of things. Maybe we'll say has risen. Because rises means something every day. Like when we say the sun rises in the east or the sun sets we're talking about every day. But if you're limiting it to this month, then we should not use simple present tense. The result has risen this month would be better. But I'm not sure the meaning that you're thinking about.
成果。成绩 results.
Okay, 成绩怎么样？
就是这个月的成绩涨了。
涨了。Oh, 涨了，不是 risen, 不是这个意思。Grow, right? Or maybe they're increased.
Grow up.
No, grow up 成长，就是成长，就是 grow up is for a person. From a small person to a big person. That's not the right word either. Okay, maybe how about this? Okay, so let's say you're talking about your company, right? Can you say this? Our revenue has risen this month. So that means you're talking about the amount of money that the company has brought in. So that means increased.
Increase.
That's the idea you're trying to say, right? Okay. Okay, what else can rise? People can rise. Do you know what that means?
人口涨了。
Nope. 不是涨的意思，不是涨的起。All right, I'm sitting down. All right. So normally in conversational English, I say I'm sitting down, and now I'm standing up, or I'm getting up. But when we do this in a very formal situation, for example, let's say that you are going to a courtroom in the United States, court. There's a judge. And the judge is wearing, wearing a black gown and some formal attire, some formal clothing. And the judge is the one who makes judgment about something that happens in the courtroom. So it's a very formal situation. And all the people sit in the room first. Then the judge comes, opens the door, or some clerk opens the door, and the judge comes in, and the clerk says to everybody, all rise. So everybody has to stand up, okay? So if you hear anybody say rise, all, that means everybody, rise. So if you all rise, that means everybody, everyone, please stand up. Okay? So rise can have that meaning where you, from a sitting position, you stand up, especially in a very formal situation. So we can say, maybe in church, in the certain times when you're supposed to rise, and certain times you're supposed to sit down. All right, so you can say the parishioners, the people in the church, rose and they sat down. Another meaning means to get out of bed. Why? Because when you are sleeping, you are usually lying down, right? When I sleep, I lie down. I lie down. Every night, I lie down to sleep, and then at what time? Maybe 6, 7, I rise. So rise means I get up. All right? At what time do you rise?
起床.
Okay. Answer my question. At what time do you rise?
Usually I rose.
Okay, some problem here.
Yeah, not usually.
Okay.
I rose at 11 a.m. today.
All right. So I rose at 11 o'clock today, so that means I got up at that time. So usually we will use I got up. So for conversation, we use the two-word verb I got up at 11 o'clock today.
Yeah.
But oftentimes in formal situations, you use the word rise, or you will read it more often in written word. Like when you're reading a story, a novel or a paragraph. Sometimes you will see the word rise and rose and risen more often. Okay. Other things that we often talking about, prices. Okay, so for example, we can say the price of gas has risen 2 cents per gallon since last week. So that's another way to use to rise. We're talking about the price of anything. The price of something has risen so far. Or we can say housing. How about the housing price in Silicon Valley? Has it fallen? Okay, so opposite is fall, right? Fall, rise goes this way, fall goes that way, right? So rise and fall are opposites. You can say the price of gas has fallen. It fell last week. I think I read in the newspaper it fell 1 cent per gallon in our area, but they said don't expect that to last for a long time. It's going to start rising.
Also, the price of water.
Oh, yes. The price of water, especially in California, where we have been suffering from a drought for so many years, the price of water has definitely risen. So we are paying more for water than in the past. Now,
how much do you pay the price of water every month?
How much do you pay for water? How much do you pay for? How much do you pay for water every month?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good question. I don't actually know because my husband pays the water bill.
Yeah.
And in the city of Sunnyvale, we have our bill every 2 months, and we pay for water and garbage and sewer.
What's sewer?
I don't know how to say this in Chinese, but it's 流水的那部分的，你冲了厕所，或者你把什么东西倒在你的那个盆子里面，它那些管子到哪里去？Okay, so that's 排污费。Okay, so that's a sewer.
这是垃圾费 ，garbage 是垃圾费。
Okay, so in my city, so every city is a little different. So I'm not sure about your city, but in my city, we pay our water and our garbage and our sewage, and also we have our recycling, and we have our yard waste.
Yeah.
So the city charges us for all of these things. So we have 1 can for garbage and 1 can for recycling, for paper and cans and bottles and cardboard, and we have 1 for yard waste. So when you trim the trees and the flowers and you pick up the leaves and you put them in the yard waste. And this one is this one goes to the city of Sunnyvale. Does a huge compost. They have a compost station so that they burn it all together and then you can use it to put back in the soil. So all of these are together. I don't know. Do you know how much you spend?
300.
No, not that much.
Usually I pay $300.
Oh, you pay about $300 per month or per
month?
Yours is per month?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
My wife told me the water fee is pretty high. It's a month. We paid water fee 1,000.
If you paid 1,000, then you're using an enormous amount of water.
Yeah.
How could you use so much water?
I don't know. Maybe just the water system have some problem.
Maybe the water system has some problem. I think that is excessive amount. An excessive amount.
This is 罚款.
So 罚款, penalty.
Penalty, yeah.
Okay, so because in our area, water is a very precious commodity.
Yeah.
We have a certain structure for pricing. And so many dollars for the first amount of water. And then if you go over this amount, then the amount that you pay per cubic gallon, I forgot how they measure it, then it costs more. And then you're on another tier and you pay even more for this one than you did for each one. So then if you go over a certain amount, then they give you a penalty that you have to pay on top. I have never had that problem, so I don't have that experience. But it sounds like you used an enormous amount of water, because I can't imagine using $1,000 of water on your property if you had a huge estate, an old castle, maybe, or you had a golf course, or your home had a lot of grass. So this is why they have, over these past few years, they pay you to remove your lawn, because a lawn requires so much water. My house, we don't have a lawn, but other people had a lawn and they removed the lawn, and they have to submit a plan, an application in. They say how many square feet of grass they intend to remove. They have to show a plan, and then after you remove that, what is your plan to put in instead? Are you going to put rocks there, or are you going to put some drought-tolerant plants? Drought? What is drought?
Dilo.
No, drought is it called 旱灾?
旱灾.
Right. So drought,
干旱
干旱, okay? So that's the time when it is the water, it doesn't rain enough. So we had a drought for many years. We didn't have enough rain or snow. So if you remove your lawn, then the city will pay you. If you remove your lawn and then after that you plant drought tolerant plants. So drought tolerant plants means plants that do not require a lot of water, and especially if they are native to our area in California, then they don't require so much water. Of course, we love to have plants from everywhere, and some of the plants we think they're very beautiful. We plant the tulips here, but they require a lot of water. So native plants, the ones that actually came from this area, are much better at being drought tolerant. They won't die if there is too little water. They can still survive even if the water is not much, and they don't require a great deal of water as flowers do. So my brother's family, my sister-in-law is a gardener. I mean, she knows a lot about gardening. So she removed a great deal of their lawn. They used to have a huge lawn in the backyard, and now they have a lot of drought-tolerant plants. It's very pretty. It's a very beautifully landscaped area. You know landscape?
landscape
Do you understand landscape? Landscape is the design of the land. So when you have a nice landscape, then you have some certain flowers, short ones, tall ones, big ones, small ones, yellow ones, green ones, some bushes, green or gray or blue or purple, and you make a design. So it's a design. When you design the land, you design how you put the plants in the ground, then this is called landscape.